Hey guys, how you doing? Um, Been a little bit since I've made a video. Um, I finally went and thought of an idea to make a video with. So yeah, I figure why not? I'm not sure if any of you know. You probably don't, but I'm gonna tell you. So I am a witch. Technically speaking, a green witch. Um, I just wanted to share my experience with all of you, tell you what drove me to start, I guess, studying or getting involved with witchcraft. So, to start off, I was born and raised as a Baptist Christian. The type that, goes to church every Sunday, goes to, youth group, prays every night, reads the Bible, and if you are somebody that still does that, good on you. You do you. You do what makes you happy. But I was one of the types of people that was raised that way. My mother and most of my family still are. Um, but as I got older, I was, I'm going to say, 18 through 25, and I'm 27 now. Um, Sorry if it looks like I'm chewing on something. My beard is shedding, so I keep getting hair in my mouth. Um, but anyway, through that age group, I sorry, that's my PlayStation. I started noticing that things didn't entirely start adding up. I started to find, as far as personal preference goes, I started finding oddities in the Christian way of thinking and believing. I started also noticing that things didn't exactly add up. Things that didn't make sense to me, but made perfect sense to others. Um, Others were saying how they were feeling God and hearing Him and whatnot, and I never really had that experience. I didn't have a close connection to God like all of these other people did. And at first I thought, well, something must be wrong with me. Am I not doing something, the right way? Or so I started looking. I was like, okay, all right. Well, what if I were to look into other religions? I've always had the train of thought of never be narrow-minded. Always keep your mind open, to the possibility that you are wrong. So if you are, learn from your mistakes and improve. So I was like, okay. So I started looking into I'm sorry if I butcher any of these, but I started looking into Buddhism, Christianity, witchcraft. I started looking into all these other forms of religion. And there's one thing that I noticed. All of them, for the most part, have large amounts of things in common. I was like, okay. Then what begs to differ is which one's, the correct one. I mean, Christianity throughout history, waged wars and caused, mass genocides, and to this day, you know, I guess harbor um, mean-spirited people, and I didn't want to be a part of that. I was, for the most part, a very angry person. I'm ashamed to say it now, but I wasn't the biggest on gay people and Muslims and whatnot. And as I got older, I got so tired of feeling this negativity. It was physically and emotionally draining. I woke up and I just felt tired and sore. And as I got older, I finally realized it's my way of thinking. It's my way of living. How do I change this? And then as I again started looking into that, I came across witchcraft, and I started learning the whole. I don't want to get this wrong, but from my understanding, it's a karma kind of idea they have. Where if you do good, you get good in return, and so on and so forth. So I was like, okay, I started looking a little bit more into witchcraft, which then led me to different types of witches. And there was one video from, I think the YouTuber's name is Hearth Witch 101, and it was a video. How do you know if you're a witch? And the video, for the most part, went down and explained which witches do certain things and focus on certain aspects, and I resonated, well, for the most part of my life, but with what she was talking about, I resonated with a green witch, as you can probably see. I love plants and animals, and for the most part, I kind of prefer to spend most of my time with plants and animals instead of people. I've not really been that good socializing, or I guess interacting with people. I've never understood the whole game of socializing. It never really made any sense to me, but this did. Um, so yeah, I started looking into that and realizing that there is a very large amount I still to this day have to learn. And I actually made the transition to be a green witch only a few months ago. So like I said, I'm still learning. There's still a very large amount I still have to learn, and I love that. For the most part, what I have learned and what I have um, filled my life with, it's a different feeling almost altogether. I still have days where I'm not the nicest to people, but I am making a clear intent on changing that. Um, I'm 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 attempting to learn, why people are mean. If I'm online and I say something and somebody gets angry with me about it, instead of instantly flipping that switch and being mean and aggressive right back to them, I'm learning to take the time, stop, and understand why exactly are they acting this way. Why did they get so mad over a simple comment made online? At best, at least in my eyes, at best, comments online should make you a little aggravated, but not horrendously mad to where you're cussing at people and So I'm like, okay, well, there must be some underlying issue in their normal everyday life that has led them up to blowing up like this. So I take that into account, and I honestly I feel a little bad for them. I'm like, something must be going on in your day or your week or whatever that has led you to overflowing your bottle to the point where you're willing to blow up on somebody over something so simple. And once you adopt that mindset, for one, you stop caring really what people think of you, but you start, I don't know, you it it's different. It's you're the normal way you go about your life completely goes out the window basically. I I don't want to sound crazy, but it's almost like it's a completely different world. Um, I for the most of my life also, and especially now, I felt almost a type of energy, if that makes any sense, from plants. I touch a plant and I feel something. I guess my best way of explaining it is I feel the energy from the plant. I go outside and I feel the energy flowing through the roots of a tree, and it since I've become a green witch and I've begun to learn more and more about this, it's that sensation has just intensified tenfold. Um, but yeah, it's a it's a beautiful it's a beautiful and it's a magical feeling. That's the best way I could possibly put it. It is a world changing, magically wonderful feeling. And every day you learn more and more, and you feel more and more. I used to be a hunter. I used to go off and hunt and kill deer just because it was a big deer and it had pretty antlers. And now, if push came to shove, I would still go off and do that if I needed to provide for my wife, but I, I've come to realize that I don't know, something's different. Now, I mean, I'm not vegetarian or nothing. I still eat meat. I hold, if I eat a hamburger, I hold the meat that I'm eating in a different form of respect almost. It's, this animal gave its life to give me nutrition. And in return, I have to show some form of honor towards, the next animal or plant I see as a thank you for what this animal has given upon me. And that way of thinking, I don't know, man, it's changed my life. It's changed my life for the better, honestly. It's made me feel, and I guess it's made me realize that everything in this world, from the smallest possible ant to the biggest possible elephant, they all have their purpose. They all have their own soul, and it's meant to be protective. Without them, we die, and without us, they die. Same goes with your body. Most people think that their bodies are, it's just there. It's not really alive. It's just kind of there. But if you start thinking and adopt the thought process of your body is your companion. Without your body, you are dead, and without you, your body is dead. You know, your body is your buddy. I mean, if you take care of your buddy will take care of you. You know, and it's just a beautiful way to go about life. Much, much more beautiful than the way I was living. So that's me right now. And if you're wondering, well, what about afterlife? What if you die? Do you worry about what's then? And for the most part, I'd have to say no, not really. I'll deal with that fork in the road when it comes, but right now, my mission is to do the very best that I humanly possibly can with what I have. Tonight, I will focus on what good I can do now, and not what has yet to come. And when that time comes, whether Jesus is up there, or I don't mean to offend anyone, but I don't know the name of the Buddhist god, but whoever is up there, when that time comes, all I can do is hope that they acknowledge that I did the very best I could with the knowledge and tools that I was given on this earth. So, but it's different now. I used to be afraid of death and afraid of what was to come. I used to go into panic and anxiety attacks so bad to where it was almost debilitating. I was unable to get out of bed. And that is what Christianity did to me. I was so nervous about making a mistake and dying within later that day and then going to hell and burning for all eternity that it mentally crippled me. And now I don't have that fear. I am aware that there is an afterlife, because as humans we are energy, and you cannot destroy energy. The energy just gets transferred some other you know energy gets transferred to some other place. But I focus on the now, and it's beautiful. But that is all for today. um I got a new cat. I will keep all of you updated upon that. He's a black cat. His name is Salem. So, you guys be safe.